Hey everyone, welcome back to my show. I'm your host, Amin Dillon, and on today's episode, we're going to be celebrating the 25th anniversary of DDLJ. That's right, the iconic film starring Shah Rukh Khan and Kajol as Raj and Simran has become one of the biggest Bollywood hits of all time. And you really can't talk about the film without talking about its amazing music soundtrack. So, all 7 songs on that album have actually become super hits on their own and are still part of our special occasions like our South Asian weddings. So, in honor of the iconic music and, of course, the 25th anniversary, today I've got an exclusive interview with one of the original composers. Jatin Pandit is going to be on the show today and opening up about how that film completely changed his life and career. And he's also going to be giving us some never before heard stories on what it was really like working on the film. I think you guys are really going to love it. Here is my exclusive interview. Hey, what's up? I'm Amin Dillon, and welcome to my podcast. I'm sitting down with the movers and shakers and the stars to chat about life, love, business, and being a total boss. It's raw, it's candid, it's the stories behind the headlines. This is In Conversation. Okay, fantastic. First of all, it's just an honor to meet you because you're my childhood. I grew up on all your music to this day. I still watch the movie and I love the romance and it's all part of my lovely childhood. So thank you for making it so much fun and memorable.
Thank you. Thank you to you appreciating my music after 25 years. It's a long, long journey and the music is still young.
So let's go down memory lane, shall we? Right? 25 years we're celebrating of DDLJ. And of course, this
Yeah.
film not only has become part of everyone's lives, but it changed your life and your career forever.
Yeah. This film is, the whole film is growing with the time. As the time is passing by, the film is becoming more younger, more likable, more timeless, and more enjoyable.
It is. Can you take us back 25 years? You were obviously in the business. You were
Yeah.
making music, but obviously you'd never been part of anything on such a big scale. So I love the story. I've heard about the story, but I want you to tell me in your own words the story of how you were able to land this film.
The first thing, it was a long, long time, I think 20, 25 and a half year back. We had, R.D. Burman had, uh, I think more than that, 26 years. Uh, we had gone to R.D. Burman's music room because he passed during that time and Asha ji was sitting over there. And we went there, we touched her feet and we were just sad because Panchamda had passed away. So Asha ji said, you people are giving such a good music. Why don't you do all big banners movie? You deserve to do that. So we said, Didi, we can only give good music, but we are not very pushy. We don't just go to office for work, and this is how we are working. Well, no, this I will speak to Pam G, that is Yash Chopra's wife. She said, I'll speak to her and she will surely hear you and she will give some work. We said that will be very nice. And she called up Pam G. She said कि Pam G, ये जतिन ललित यहाँ बैठे हैं और ये बहुत अच्छा म्यूजिक देते हैं, आप इनका म्यूजिक सुनिए, शायद आप लोगों को पसंद आएगा. तो बोली ठीक है, मैं बात करूंगी, यश जी से बात करूंगी. That's what happened, and then we didn't follow up. We were just working, and I think we were recording in Sunny Sound at that time. And this is after a couple of months, or after a month back. We were recording at Sunny Sound, and there was a phone call from Yash Raj. They said, can you come over to office? We said, yes, surely we will come. And immediately we just told the musician to just continue and we went to Yash Raj office, which is quite close by. So we went there and Yash was there. Yash said, can you all come for a sitting? we said, yes, we will come for the sitting. So, Bole, just uh, tomorrow. We said, okay, no problem. And then tomorrow we went for the sitting. And the sitting went on. It was for 1 hour. It went on for 3 hours. And we didn't know what exactly it is going to be. Like, uh, Yasji is making a film or so. After few days, there we Aditya Chopra was sitting, Panji was sitting, and Sanjeev Kohli. He is like Madan Mohan's son, and he was very much involved there during that time. The sitting got over. Everybody liked the sitting very much, and then now it was their turn to offer us what they wanted to, because whatever within our reach we did. We did the sitting, we did the follow up and everything. So one fine day, there was a call from Yashraj. There's a film. You come over and we'll discuss. We said we went there, and we came to know that Aditya Chopra, who is the son of Yashji, he was making a film called Dil Wale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge. We heard the name and we really liked the name, and it was, he said, "Ki y'all have that song which you had sung in the sitting," and the song was मेहंदी लगा के रखना, डोली सजा के रखना, मेहंदी लगा के रखना, डोली सजा के रखना, लेने तुझे ओ गोरी आएंगे तेरे सजना, मेहंदी लगा के रखना, डोली सजा के रखना, शाबा ओए 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 शाबा ओए 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 शाबा. Fortunately, this song was there. We said, yes, we have that song. He said, then done. You keep that song and I'll narrate you the script. And after 2 days' time, he narrated the script, Aditya Chopra, in Yashji's bungalow. And trust me, I have done so many movies, more than 100 films, but I have never heard somebody so involved in the script. Everything you see in the film, everything, the way Shah Rukh, when after the Europe trip, the way he goes away and the expression which he had on his face, all that thing was there on Aditya Chopra's face. Everything, the way he will play piano for Ruk Jaye, Dil Diwane, and how wild he will be, and how you know that first look when he says, "अगर ये तेरे को प्यार करती है, तो ये मुड़ के देखेगी." All those things was there on his face, and I was amazed when he picturized everything was what he thought.
So there's 7 songs, and what's interesting is all of them are huge. That's really rare. I think, maybe you have 1 or 2 hit songs. Maybe they'll keep playing it after a few years. Maybe if you're lucky, more than that. But to have the entire soundtrack, that is very special. So talk to me about that. How, when you're recording the album, did you have a feeling, okay, this song is going to be a hit? Like, what was that like?
I have 2 big registers. Registers are the one with huge books. Mm-hmm. They were completely full with only Aditya Chopra's work for DDLJ. I still have those, and we have used so many songs. There was one song in Jab Pyar Kisi Se Hota Hai. So that was it was in DDLJ as a title song. चल प्यार करेगी हाजी हाजी मेरे साथ चलेगी हाजी हाजी तू ना कर यहाँ कर मेरी मर्जी सोनिए दिल वाले दुल्हनिया ले जाएंगे हम तुझको कहीं पे ले जाएंगे दिल वाले दुल्हनिया ले जाएंगे. So he said, I don't want to use any title for my film because my songs are already so good. So I don't need. Then we recorded this song for other films. So similarly, there were so many songs which we had made for Aditya Chopra, which were used in other films. And they were equally big hit songs.
Jatinji, did you ever ask them afterwards, why did you choose to work with us? Because I'm sure they had so many other composers that were probably approaching them saying, I want to work on this. So did they ever tell you why they went with you?
That's a very good question. Before you, I think nobody has asked me this question, and I have a very good answer for this. You know what was happening is that we were not very aggressive composers. Especially me, I'm a very docile person. I don't push myself too hard. But we were doing constantly good music. We did Jo Jeeta Ho Sikandar, amazing music, and then we did Raju Ban Gaya Gentleman with all so many good songs, and simultaneously we did Khiladi, which had very good music, and Yara Dildara was a very small film, but all the songs were so big hit, and Yashraj was watching us this. You know, one time can be what you call uh, a chance, luck by chance, but not continuous work. Continuous work can only be good if you have that potential and capacity to deliver. So they were knowing this, and Aditya Chopra wanted to work with new people. He didn't wanted to work with the old team of Yash Raj. He had that, but he wanted somebody uh, who had the capacity and the talent to deliver. And we were very fortunate that Ashaji just put in a word for us, and it worked out. And I always thank her. Trust me.
I know. Imagine at such a difficult time that she's thinking about you. I think that's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And what happens, it was, as you can, there's a phrase called right time, right people, and right place. This happened for us. One more thing, when we were talking to, when we used to go for a sitting, sometime we and Anand Bakshi used to come little earlier because they used to discuss the work and then, tally which each other and then make them hear. So we used to come little early. So Anand Bakshi once told us, कि बेटा जितना तुम जानते हो, जितनी तुम्हारी काबिलियत है, वो इस पिक्चर में डाल दो. मैं भी यही कर रहा हूँ. तो मैं बोला अच्छा, बोले हाँ, बोले ये जैसी इसने कहानी सुनाई है, वैसी अगर ये बना भी देगा ना तो ये फिल्म जिंदगी भर नहीं उतरेगी.
I want to ask you, how long did it take to record the album from start to finish?
6 months.
And is that standard or is that quite a long time?
It is actually, I think it's slightly longer because it may be little less also. You never know. 4 months also. I don't know exactly, but that much. That was because there used to be a very long process. First, Aditya Chopra used to come to our music room. Then he used to keep sitting for one song for at least 3 to 4, 5, 6 times, maybe 10 times also. Yet the composition was not finalized. Some tunes were, going very smooth because they were already half ready. But some tunes he used to take very long time because he was not absolutely sure of the tune. Then once the tune was finalized, then when we used to go to Yashji's house, and we used to sing that song there. And then couple of times they used to hear again, so now, and then they all four of them used to take call on that process. And suppose they are not very happy, all four, then they used to call a third person, like Yashji's assistant, and then they all used to discuss. And then finally they used to call Bakshi Saab. कि बख्शी साहब ये ट्यून फाइनल की आप सुनिए. Then Bakshi साहब used to, he used to give a very correct opinion. बोले यस जी, आप लोगों ने जो डिसाइड किया ये 100% श्योर शॉट गाना है, ये कभी उतरने वाला ही नहीं है. Then from there, then that selecting the tune was finalized. Then they used to sit with Bakshi Saab.
Let me ask you, was there any songs on there that almost didn't make it? Because I'm sure you came up with so many songs, right? You said some of them are used in other films. So was there any song that got cut at the last minute?
So there were so many songs which were used in other films, and they were very big hits. There was one song for Pyar To Hona Hi Tha.
Mm-hmm. Was I supposed to be part of the soundtrack or no? It never had a chance.
Yeah, we we had made for the DDLJ only.
But that's why I'm saying it's amazing that you could only pick 7 songs, made the final cut. And I'm thinking, all these people, everyone has an opinion. It must have been very difficult for everyone to agree these are the final 7, right? I'm sure so many people were like, no, this song, no, get rid of this one, right? Like, how do you
Yeah,
choose?
yeah, yeah. There were a lot of songs which were neck to neck. That's a good question. That was the confusion, no? Because the song which was going to be rejected was also equally good.
Yeah.
It was kind of a very fine tuning and very uh, uh, difficult call. But then they used to add people who are very senior and very seasoned. Like Bakshi Saab used to clear lot many things, you know.
Hmm.
This song, जरा सा झूम लूं मैं अरे ना रे ना रे ना, जरा सा घूम लूं मैं अरे ना रे ना रे ना, आज ये झूम लूं मैं अरे ना रे बाबा ना, मैं चली बन के हवा रब्बा मेरे मैनू बचा. This song there was a lot of confusion going on. Lot of confusion going on. Aditya Chopra was telling us, listen, Jatin Lalit, this is a very strange situation where which girl is absolutely drunk, and this song is very energetic. I don't know a drunk girl with so much energy. How will it look on the film? Because if you are drunk, you become slightly slower. And everybody agreed to it. We also agreed. And Yashi also said, you have a very valid point because she's drunk. So we called Yashi because they love the tune very much. Everybody liked the tune. तो दे कॉल बख्शी साहब देखिए ऐसा है कि ये ट्यून जो है ये बहुत फास्ट पेस की ट्यून है और ये लड़की जो है ये पी हुई है, शी इज ड्रंक. तो ये इतना फास्ट पेस आप आपको लगता है कि सिचुएशन में जाएगा, बट बख्शी साहब केम विद सच अमेजिंग आइडिया. बोलिए देखिए जो नशा होता है वो नशा उम्र से बहुत रिलेटेड होता है. एक बूढ़ा आदमी है वो पी के स्लो हो सकता है, लेकिन एक टीनेजर है लड़की तो वो तो उसमें तो एनर्जी का कोई उसका हिसाब ही नहीं रहेगा. वो तो पी के तो एकदम दुनिया ऊपर नीचे कर डालेगी वो. बोले बिकॉज द एज फैक्टर इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अगर ये ऐसा होता कि ये उम्रदार लोग होते तो ये नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन दे आर यंग. ये तो पहाड़ चढ़ जाए, आसमान से कूद जाए, कुछ भी कर सकते हैं. ये ये गाना करेक्ट है इनकी एज के लिए एंड एवरीबॉडी एग्री.
What about choosing the singers? Did you have a say, or what kind of role did or experience? Because I'm sure again, it's not just the composers and the vision. Now you need the talent to execute how you want the voice of Raj and Simran to be like, right? So talk about that.
Yeah, see, we had zeroed in. Lataji was there, and that was a blessing. Lataji was there for all the songs. And of course, Udit Narayan was the choice. But then, as the song shaped up, they changed the male singers. And of course, there was one song where I feel very much pleased that Asha ji was also there.
Mm-hmm.
Zara Sa Jhoom.
She has
And
to. She's the reason you got this film. You had to have her there.
yeah. And that was Famji's call, I think. Famji said कि आशा जी को गवाते हैं गाना. And I said कि Famji आपने इतनी correct बात बोली है ना, मेरे दिल की बात है, मैं चाहता हूँ ऐसी. And that was a tailor-made song for Asha ji. She brought so much of youth and so much of energy in that. And then Abhijit also came into play because they wanted a different singer. So Abhijit and Asha ji were there for Zara Sa Jhoom Loon Main and Mehndi Laga Ke, Udit Narayan and rest of the song. Only except Tujhe Dekha Hai तो ये जाना है सनम, that was my call. I said कि ये गाना शानू से गवाते हैं.
Oh, you called that one. Okay.
Yeah. Aditya Chopra agreed to it. In fact, Hum Tum title song also, सांसों को I told कि I will take Babul Supriyo.
I feel like what really helped you is you all understood the vision. You have Aditya that sounds like he put 110%, right? Like just lived and breathed this film. And then as a composer, when you have a director that's so passionate and really shows you what the film is going to look like, you actually see it before it's made. I'm sure like the way you're describing it, I'm like, you probably already knew exactly what the film was going to look like.
Exactly. This is a word which I should have said. You said it yourself. That's such a nice thing on your part. See what happens. Our director's work is to get the creative people involved so much in the script as he is. That is one of his work. Aditya Chopra used to be with us most of the time.
So tell me, the first time you go to the theater and you see the film, you see the vision executed, you hear the songs, what was that like?
Oh wow, that is also a very good question. I must say, you have got a very good mind. When the film was ready, background was done, and the merit copy had come, and the premiere was coming just 2 days after. तो यश जी कॉल्ड अस, बोले भैया जरा आप लोग आ जाइए, जरा हम लोग एक्सेल थिएटर जा रहे हैं, वहाँ फिल्म चला के देखनी है. तो हम लोग बोले ओके यश जी. वी गॉट we went with them and we sat in Aditya Chopra's car and we went to Excelsior Theatre. And Yash ji himself was present with few technicians and he was checking the Dolby system there. Everything. And उसमें क्या है, थिएटर में कुछ धागे लटक रहे थे काले काले. वो व्हाइट स्क्रीन के ऊपर काला होता है ना साइड में बॉर्डर. तो ये सेट कि ये सब निकालो, ये पिक्चर बरसों नहीं उतरने वाली है, धागा झूलता रहेगा वरना. तो somebody bought that collapsible uh, ladder, went up there, उसने उसका निकाला धागा, काटा, सब पूरा सफाई की और सारे थिएटर में डॉल्बी लगा के ये स्पीकर नहीं चल रहा है, इधर से हेड अलाइन करो, एवरीथिंग. होल डे वी वर वर्किंग ऑन दैट. हम लोग को पूछ रहे तुम लोग का जैसा दिमाग में साउंड है, जैसा मिक्स किया है तुमने, वैसा ही आ रहा है ना. तो हम लोग बोलते नहीं, लेफ्ट में थोड़ा सा कम आ रहा है यस जी. अच्छा जाके उसको बोलो कुछ तो. फिर वो साउंड वाला, वो डॉल्बी वाले भी थे, तो सारा एकदम करते कुराते जैसा मिक्सिंग किया था वैसा ही साउंड आया ना.
It's
तब हम
almost
लोग
like a
साथ को गए.
concert. You know, all this work that you're talking about, they do that to put a concert together. So that's kind of what you wanted that
Exactly.
experience.
Yes, 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 yes. And it was amazing hard work and amazing passion to with the film, and that film paid off.
25 years later, I'm sure you go to weddings, I'm sure you are on social media. Those songs are still part of pretty much every wedding. Doesn't matter what religion you are, what background. Like, you're a part of so many people's memories. It's not just my generation, but even the new generation, the kids are growing up with your music. So, how does that make you feel knowing that down the road, years from now, your great, 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 great grandkids, they will still hear this music that you created? It's forever.
Yeah, when you have asked me a question, when we heard this script, we knew that this film is going to be a very big hit film. But to be very honest, I didn't knew that it is going to go on for 25 years.
Yeah.
And that this film has given us so much respect, so much acknowledgement, so much of satisfaction, so much of happiness that even if we serve all our lives to everybody connected to this film, we can't repay them. It's such a honor. It's like a crown on our head. This film.
Jatin ji, have you ever been somewhere where somebody talks to you about the movie and the music, not realizing who you are? Because I know you travel, you go to different places where maybe not South Asians, and they hear or talk about that, and you're like, if only you knew that who you're talking to.
So many times, so many times. I sometimes used to grow my beard and change my look little bit, and I used to sit in the theater and amazing comments, amazing comments. There's a theater right opposite my music room in India, Mumbai, and it is a totally hardcore commercial audience comes there. Auto wala and ice cream wala, and I used to sit there and watch it is such energizing comments they give. My God, अरे यार देखना, अरे ये मारेगा ना अभी, इसको ये अभी ये अमरीश पूरी खुद ही इसको बाहर भेजेगा देखना. Such nice comments I used to hear, and I used to really enjoy. And with sometime if you get to go to India, you just watch this film in Maratha Mandir now also. And people come there and they have seen the film for 20 times, 25 times, and they know everything what is going to go on, but they enjoy. This is a miracle. I have not seen something like this in my life.
I know that's very difficult to achieve. So you're very blessed, you and the entire team, that you got to be part of it.
One more most important thing, when the film runs off for 25 years, the film has to have a quality of catering classes, masses, highly analyzing people who analyze and just criticize whatever mistake they have. Everyone has liked this film. Everyone, even the press, they liked it so much.
There's a tribute to DDLJ in Switzerland, right? Somebody was showing me photos. There's like a permanent poster, and so many tourists, non-Indians, they pose with it, with Kajol and Shah Rukh Khan. Isn't that amazing?
You just imagine when Donald Trump had come to Delhi, he mentioned only two films. One is Sholay and another one is DDLJ.
Even Trump loves it.
Yeah. Even Trump know about this.
We need to make sure he watches it.
Yeah, surely.
Maybe after the election. I love that. What about Kajol and Shah Rukh Khan? So I don't know, what was your relationship like with them? Did you get close with them during the film, or was it after the film that they spoke to you about the music?
They are very friendly. Especially Kajol is very, very open-hearted. Her office was just next to my studio in Bombay. Every day, whenever she used to pass, she used to do like this, and she was very happy about the movie. And in fact, when the movie had done, I think 15 years or 20 years, we were together in Maratha Mandir. Kajol, me, Udit Narayan, and Shah Rukh Khan. We all had a very, very good time there on the stage. See, everybody is proud of this film.
Of course.
Shah Rukh Khan is so proud of this music. In fact, whenever we used to record the song, Shah Rukh Khan used to call up and he used to tell. He called up when we had recorded this song, Zara Sa Jhoom Jhoom Mein. He said, यार ये गाना देखना, मैं ऐसा जम के पिक्चराइज करने वाला हूँ ना, बहुत ही वो है, powerful गाना है. I have to do it, justify, and he did it. You see how Shah Rukh has performed in that song.
Mm-hmm. But I feel like the Yash Chopra films that we talk about, like DDLJ, that was still the best performance. I mean, I know they both have done other films, but to me, that film really made them true actors, loved actors,
Yes.
right?
That film has made everybody connected to that film. Even बख्शी साहब बोलते थे, अरे यार तुम लोगों ने ऐसा म्यूजिक दिया है मेरे को कि मैं फिर से जवान हो गया.
25 years later, obviously you're still composing music. You've been in the business for so many years. I feel like it's very difficult to recreate the beauty of the 90s, right? The Yash Chopra films, old Shah Rukh Khan and Kajol when they were, like starting off, the music that you created, it's not like that anymore. It's very different, very commercial. It's almost very fusion. So I know for me, sometimes I'm like, those were the days. Those were the films that you could watch with your family, that would be part of your life. I feel like it doesn't really happen now. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, this is a very question which a lot of people, they want to know why it is happening like this. Because I personally feel that the situations in our film have changed now. When we make films, they are biopic and we make on true stories. So now, suppose if the girl is a athlete, she cannot be singing a romantic song, so the song comes in background. So these things are happening in our film industry very much. And plus, somehow I feel that a very wrong notion has come in our film industry that they want 7 songs are there and they want 7 music directors. What is happening is suppose if you are making a dish and you want 7 people to cook it with their own ingredients, with their own, of course, they all know what is biryani is, but 7 people are going to cook, then it will not taste the way a one person with his one vision, if it carries the whole biryani by his uh, uh, way of cooking, it will surely make a difference. What is happening if you keep 7 music directors for a film? They will not get involved in the script as one composer, because it is like same thing that 7 directors cannot make one film. You have to have one director with his vision, with his conviction, with his thought process. Then the film will be called his film, Aditya Chopra. So in music also they are just taking a very easy way out. Okay, he's got one nice music song, I'll take it. But that is not working. Trust me, it is making a album very short-lived.
It's true.
Where do we get now the timeless music? We are not getting.
No.
That is one reason. Second is the situations have changed. They are making biopics. They don't want to use lip sync songs anymore. But the Indian film industry was known for its music. Like Chinese films are known for its karate, kung fu karate. Hollywood films are known for its extravagant uh, look, larger than life canvas. So if Indian films are known for music and they are not having music the way it used to, then it will not relate to everybody. People are missing, like you said, you are a young girl. When you are saying this, that means there is something surely wrong.
Let me tell you, I don't actually really watch a lot of these films. I watch it maybe for work if I have to, but I rarely will sit down and watch it. I definitely will not watch it again, right? DDLJ is one of the few films I have on DVD. I actually have it on DVD, right? Because I knew I sometimes in the mood for some romance, right? And that's what Bollywood is about. Love stories, to believe in, you know, instead of focusing on everything bad or drama, at the end of the day, having two people who shouldn't be together, maybe they come from different worlds, and they are able to overcome and make it and get together. I think that is really such a beautiful message to the world.
Music is the department in the film which is cheapest compared to the rest of the department, and this is the department which lives the longest. You may be knowing a lot of songs, but you don't know the film. When you hear the song, yeah, I heard this song, but you will not be able to say this comes from this film. The music has so much of longevity if it is done correctly. If the song is hit, you will always remember. We should not forget that music is our strength and we have to stick to it. I don't know, I myself feel that music is going down. Every time it is going down. And it's not that we don't have creative people in the industry. There are some good composers we have, but the time has changed now.
But maybe we're just waiting for you to bring that magic back. I hear your son is also singing, right? So maybe with the whole family, you can bring back that love, that classicness back.
Yeah, he is very, God willing, he is very talented. He's got a very nice voice. He's a very good composer, and he's got a very hard-working nature. He doesn't spend his time on any leisure or watching TV or going out for play or going out with his girlfriend. He talks, of course, on the phone, but most of the time he's on the music and he just uh, keeps taking advice from me and working. I just hope that he makes it big.
We're almost out of time though, so I want to make sure that I give you a chance to maybe give a message to all the fans, and maybe we can finish off with the song of your choice.
My message to my all fans are that please hear good music, try and listen to right compositions so that our film industry gets back to the normal way that in 90s where we used to compose. That era should come back again in a, of course, updated manner. But good music is always appreciated, like the one, this one. पहला नशा पहला खुमार नया प्यार है नया इंतजार कर लूं मैं क्या अपना हाल, है दिले बेकरार, मेरे दिले बेकरार, तू ही बता। पहला नशा, पहला खुमार, उड़ता ही फिरूं इन घटाओं में कहीं, क्या मैं झूल जाऊं इन घटाओं में कहीं, एक कर दूं आसमां और जमीन, कहो यारो क्या करूं क्या नहीं, पहला नशा, पहला खुमार।
Thank you so much for this interview and for giving us that insight into such a wonderful film. Thank you so much.
Pleasure is mine, and God bless you. Thank you so much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed that exclusive interview with Jatin Pandit and, of course, going down memory lane of DDLJ. Now, if you like this interview and you want to see more content like this, please do subscribe to my channel.